Hi and thank you for watching. This video has been requested by a wonderful lady and a fantastic artist called Julie from the YouTube channel Ivy Heart Designs. Now Julie is a big fan of the sci-fi movie Avatar, and she's asked us to draw something from that very movie. So Julie, I hope you like what I've come up with, and I hope you enjoy this video. Now this is going to be very tricky, simply because it's actually a portrait of a unique character. Okay, so it's got to actually look like Neytiri from Avatar. Let's get these lips drawn in very, very carefully. There we go. Just like that. That looks relatively okay. Chin. Let's get the chin done. I always forget the chin. Neytiri cannot go without a chin. Here we go. Straight round here. And the jaw. I must say these floating mountains in the movie look quite spectacular. It's an amazing scene in the movie where the banshees fly around these floating mountains. Here we go. This is going to be quite a small floating rock. I may do a larger one, but I'll see how this one goes first. Now, on seeing these for the first time in the movie, when I first watched the movie, which is a fantastic movie, I immediately thought of two fantasy artists called Martin and Roger Dean. Now Martin and Roger Dean done a lot of design work for the rock band Yes, progressive rock band. Not too sure if you're familiar with Yes. They've done albums such as Fragile and Relay. Fragile is possibly my favourite Yes album. But anyway, Martin and Roger Dean done some amazing images of floating rocks, just like these. And like I said, when I first watched Avatar, the movie, I immediately thought of Yes, the rock band Yes, and the artists Roger and Martin Dean. And I thought, wow, this is fantastic. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise for me. Here we go. Sketching it in quite gently for now. I want the basic structure sketched in. If I like this, I'll do a lot more of these rocks, I think, floating around. Here we go. Now what I've decided to do is start the eyes. Okay, I've left the hairline, the hair, and the rocks, the surrounding rocks for now. I'll probably add a little bit more later on. So I've switched onto the eyes. So here we go. Now I've got to get these absolutely right. What I'm doing first is singling out highlights. I've got some fantastic reference photos in front of us, and there's an amazing one which shows Neytiri's eyes. Now what I'm doing is I'm plotting very gently, plotting where the highlights are. As you can see, all of those dots are where the highlights are going to be. So what I'm going to do next is put in the pupil of the eye. I think I'll switch pens. Okay, let's get a darker pen, a pen that puts out a lot of dark ink. So here we go, here it is. That's much better. Now I've got to be very careful here. I've got to leave those dots, those highlights, and work around them. Here we go. Just like that. This has got to be black, this pupil. I'm gonna stay as close as I can to the reference photos I'm using. Okay, so there we go. Let's get this around here, just like that. Black this in. Continuing the shading on this eye, Neytiri's right eye. Of course, this is on our left hand side. There we go. As you can see, I've just shaded in this area here. It's quite dark where this crease is. I've just realised that I haven't actually put in the eyelashes on this eye, so I must remember to put in those eyelashes. Neytiri can't go without them. She's got to have eyelashes on both of her eyes. So there we go. Now let's put some eyelashes in, yeah? I'll have to be very, very careful here because these eyelashes are quite dark. So once they're on, that is it. It's no going back. They're there to stay. And there we go. These are quite long eyelashes. Here we go. Keep looking at that reference material, making sure I just get this right. Couple there, I think. Just like that. And let's have these ones just like that. Moving down the eyelid very carefully. There we go. They get less prominent as we move down to this area. And you get a few tiny ones here. There we go. That seems okay. How does that look? Neytiri's eyelashes. There we go. Right, now for the bottom row. Whoops, bit out of focus there. Okay, let's get the bottom row of Neytiri's eyelashes put in. Very carefully indeed. Here we go. I cannot rush this. Some very small ones along here. And a few longer ones right in the middle here. There we go. Easy does it. And that is it, I think. I think it ends about there. And there we go. I think I'll leave it at that. So here we go. Layer after layer of shading. Just to darken things up a little bit. Moving on to the lips now. Now I'm going to be very, very careful with these. Very, very careful indeed. I don't want to make any mistakes. Or any major mistakes, I should say. A few little mistakes here and there is okay. But anything major will wreck the whole drone. So I have got to get this right. Continuing down the side of Neytiri's face. Here we go. There's that dog again. I don't know if you can hear the barking. There it is. The barking dog. It appears on a lot of my videos now. But as I said, it is actually a nice dog. So I cannot complain too much about it barking away there. It's better than the ice cream van, I tell you that. Just about getting to the cheek area. There we go. And also the barking dog. That's still there. Don't worry, that hasn't gone. I think this dog will be here to stay for quite some time while I'm sketching this in. Now gently does it at this stage because a highlight runs down this side of the nose. It's quite light in this area, so gently and carefully does it. I don't want to make any heavy marks at all on this part of the nose, so a few lines here and there. Very fast movement with the pen, gently applying lines. It's sort of a very fast cross hatching, but very, very gentle cross hatching. Yeah, just like that. Then turn the angle, change the angle, and go over that area again. And there we go, repeat. And that is basically a cross hatching, but very fast. A sort of speed cross hatching, but very gently applied. There we go. And the other way. And some down the middle there. Just like that. And there we go. I'm going to leave the nose at that. And let's move on to the forehead. As you can see, I've rendered in some of the skin markings. I've applied a little bit more pressure to the pen. Being very careful not to overdo it. I certainly don't want these markings to be black. So here we go. Got to be careful. I've got to get these as accurate as I can. Sticking by the photographic reference I'm using. Let's get these drawn in, shaded in as accurately as I can. This incidentally reminds me of another fantastic character from another movie, an amazing movie franchise, the Star Wars movie franchise, Darth Maul. Now I know Darth Maul's nothing like Neytiri, but Darth Maul of course had some striking facial markings and bodily markings, I think, as well. Didn't just stop on his face. I think those markings were all over his body. So Darth Maul from the Star Wars franchise also had these amazing skin patterns, and they do, I must say, skin patterns such as this on Neytiri, they do make a character look all that more interesting. Okay, they do look a lot more interesting. Visually speaking, they look amazing. Very striking. A very striking design. There we go. Now, using the camera handheld, my apologies if it's a little bit shaky. What I'm doing now is applying some of these markings, facial markings, to Neytiri's cheek. Now I'm going to have to apply that little bit more pressure to this pen, because this area has already been shaded in quite dark. So a considerable amount of pressure on the pen just to get this marking to show through. Here we go. I've decided to add some more floating rocks or floating mountains to the drone. I felt as though it was a little bit bare, a tiny bit bare up here, so I've added, as you can see, I've added this section here and placed them right on top of Neytiri's hair. And what I'm doing now is I'm tinkering on with it. I've completed basically most of it. What I'm doing now is tinkering on, adding a little bit of detail here and there, merging it into the hair. Okay, so this section is basically complete. I'm a lot happier with this, to be honest with you. Now this video, okay, seems to be getting on to be quite a lengthy video. So if you've been following it from the start, thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you've enjoyed it. But of course you can fast forward if you want, if you like. Get to the juicy bits at the end. If you want to do that, that's okay. So here we go. I think I'm nearing the end of this section. Okay, here we go. It's out with the white acrylic for the final touches to this drone. And what I'm going to do is apply some white dots, as you can see, to this drone. Now Neytiri has got what I would describe as a freckled pattern all over her face, and these freckles are white dots. So this is what I'm doing. I'm applying these freckled patterns across the nose first, and I think they move over her forehead and onto her cheeks. So here we go. This really does add a little bit more interest to Neytiri's face. She has got an extremely interesting face to start with, to be honest with you. Very cat-like, as I've said. But these freckles do add to it. I must say I like them. I like the patterns on the Navi faces. I think there's a little freckle there, just like that. I'm trying to stick with the photo, to be honest with you. Try and get as close as I can, to be honest with you. Get these freckles in. Just like that. Well, there we go. Portrait of Neytiri complete, as requested by Julie of Ivy Heart Designs. Julie, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you like the end result. And I hope everyone has enjoyed watching this video. I know I've thoroughly enjoyed drawing this wonderful character from the movie Avatar, Neytiri. Thanks for watching. Bye bye and take care.